I think it was expected to maybe have some offensive work to do with bringing in some new guys on offense. On the defensive side of things, you guys have gone out eight matches without a clean sheet. What do you kind of owe that and the early goals tonight too?
Yeah, obviously that's a big concern because if you're not scoring goals, the last thing you can afford to do as a group is to concede goals. Um, the first goal, again, I haven't seen if we could have done better with it. But the second goal, it's 2 games in a row where we're conceding goals on wide free kicks, and so we'll look to make some adjustments there. But again, I think it's two sides of the coin. Today, we look like a team that hadn't played in a few weeks. We gave away a lot of cheap balls early. And what that does to the psyche of the individual and the psyche of the group is it doesn't allow us to repress, especially when our pivots aren't sharp with the ball. We're losing the ball in dangerous areas, and so what you end up doing is collapsing as a group to get behind the ball. And obviously they got momentum after the goals, but I think that's really the story of the game is that we weren't sharp with the ball, and more importantly, after conceding the first goal, is trying to force it. Instead of just finding the next pass to build confidence in your attack, which would allow your team to move up the field, then we can get into the repress actions that are actually contributing to the offensive side. So that's what it looked like to me, and that's what it felt on the sidelines. I think the score reflected that.
What can you tell us about Chicho coming out in the first half, and then maybe how you fill that void on offense?
Yeah, it's tough. You lose, Chicho, and Andres, his ability to create goals on his own. Those are 2 guys that we lean heavily on. So we're gonna have to get to work this week and figure out a different mechanism to be a bit more creative in the final third, and little tweaks, whether it's releasing a center back, whether it's getting a pivot into the box, but we need better service and we need more numbers in the box, and I think that's one way of making up for an absence of Chicho.
What's up, Pops? What are some positives in this game, and what are you looking forward to going forward?
Positives. It's tough in a game like this to really find positives. I think one of the things is the guys, really push for it in the second half, right? I think they, again, winning balls higher up the field, putting balls in the box, getting a couple really good looks on goal. But what I say about football all the time is that goals change games, and it changes not only the score line, but it changes the psyche of the group. I felt like if we would have scored 1, now you're seeing a different team, and we just weren't able to find the back of the net. And credit their goalkeeper who I thought made a couple key saves for him, but we just it just wasn't in the cards tonight. But the mentality to keep pushing is critical. Obviously, the players are hardest on themselves, and some of the things that we talked about is overcoming difficulties during the game, right? Because again, you can make tweaks and changes at halftime, but oftentimes that's too late. And so, how do we as a group regroup when the game feels like it's out of control? And so, from an offensive perspective, it's really connecting your next pass. It's really building confidence with each pass so that we can move the ball up the field, so that we can then get in our repress shape and then start to dictate the game on our terms. And I thought in the second half they did a really good job of that. Hey, Andrew.
A lot of new faces on this team, and I mean it's really crazy just to see them all in action together. How do you think that translated from your 19 days off, adding the new faces, now getting out there? I know you said you're unhappy, but I mean that's a whole new team.
Yeah, no, it's tough, and again, I think it goes to show, with our attack, how much attention guys like Andres was was commanding on that right flank, and again, he scored a lot of goals from individual brilliance, and so that's obviously a position that we're going to have to get more reps in. Lockie and Dominic have trained with us 2 days, so again, it's not easy, but they'll continue to get better, and as they understand the way we play, and more importantly, their teammates, their teammates' tendencies, and that's probably the thing that will take the most time, because again, this is the way we want to play. But when this player has the ball, what does he like to do? And then I play off of him in those said moments. So, yeah, I'd like to say it'll take some time, but really we got 8 games left, so time is valuable, and we got to learn quick. And again, not an easy night for us, but what I know about this group is they're resilient, they're strong-willed, and we'll put forth a better performance next weekend.
Congrats on making your debut tonight, Lachlan. I'm sure it wasn't the result you guys wanted, but how were those first minutes on the pitch for you tonight?
Thank you. Obviously not the result that we wanted. But yeah, I think that's football, obviously. But on a positive note, yeah, like you said, the debut I'm really happy with. First minutes in a long time, so definitely felt it. But yeah, overall happy about it.
And then just in general, I guess, kind of what was the feeling playing MLS soccer for the first time? Were there any differences that you noticed to previous leagues that you've been in?
Yeah, the tempo's quick, definitely. That's probably the main thing. But it's just more an individual thing, I guess, for me. Just obviously trying to get fit again. And this is my first game, like I said, in 3 months. So it's almost the start of the season for me. As for the other boys, it's, they're coming to the end of their season. So definitely the tempo is a lot quicker. And yeah, like you said, I'm trying to learn the system and stuff still. That's going to take a little bit of time, but I feel like I'm doing all right with it. But yeah.
As an attacking player, for the team not to get any goals tonight, what did you see out there that maybe you guys can work on and improve for the next game?
I think it was just the final pass. I think it's the case when teams come here, they do sit off, which is something that obviously I've been told and sort of seen, and that obviously makes it difficult when you've got the whole team behind the ball to sort of create space and create chances. So that's always one thing, and then it did seem to just not go our way, sort of thing as well. But like you said, you score first in the game, things change. It's very difficult to go behind early and then even by 2 goals to come back, because they don't have to go forward. They're 2-0 up, so it becomes very difficult. So, yeah, I think that was the case tonight.
Congrats on your first, game minutes. You looked good. How did it feel out there?
It was good. Thank you. It was good. Obviously, to get on the ball and get some touches. And like you said, I can train as much as I want sort of with the team, but you can't really get a feel of the MLS until you play your first game. So that was something I was really excited about tonight. And I'm just really happy to sort of get that first game out the way and now try to contribute as much as I can and help the boys out to the rest of the season.
And then you kind of tucked in a little bit. You went wide sometimes. Feel comfortable going all the way across?
Yeah, I think when I first came on, I was playing out right, and then some more subs, and I sort of changed position a bit. But it's something that I'm happy to do. I like playing anywhere up there, and sort of can be pretty versatile wherever that is, which is obviously, I guess, a good trait. When you just want to play games, you sort of get chucked in anywhere, which is good. So yeah, that's me. I'm just trying to help out the team as much as I can wherever that is.
Awesome. Congrats.
Thank you.
Anyone else in English on Zoom? En español? Carlos?
Congrats. Somebody asked Pablo what you can rescue in this kind of results. And we broadcast for Spanish population, and we had the same question, what we can rescue in this kind of results. And we all together were agree is you, because you was very able to do the things, and you did really good. And I was talking to him too. So this is the positive, seeing you in your first game and doing. So you feel more comfortable in some position because you started on the right and after that you went to the left side?
Yeah, look, I think when you come on, it can sometimes be a little bit of a cheat code. I don't know if you know what that means, but just in terms of, you're fresh into the game, the other players aren't fresh, so that, I'm not saying I did bad, obviously, but yeah, I think it can always help in a way. You're obviously fresher than the other players, so you get brought onto the pitch to make an impact. Otherwise, there's no point in making a sub at all. So in terms of position, I really don't mind. I think on the right, I like to cut in, obviously, but even when I'm playing central as well, I like to try to link up as much as possible. So wherever that is, wherever that position is, what Pablo sees me playing is what I'm happy to do. So.
How is the relationships with your new friends?
Yeah, it's good. It's been good. I'm a quite out there guy, so yeah, I try to talk to everyone as much as possible. I'm going to try to learn Spanish as well, so I can communicate with everyone else. So leaves me with 2 friends. So
you say hola.
Hola.
That's the common. Okay.
There you go. Fluent.
Gracias.
Yeah, no, all good.
Anyone else?
Oh yeah, last thing. Corner kick. You took the corner kick at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Was that planned, or you just kind of was like, hurry up, let's go?
I think Diogo just said go, so I just said yeah, that's fine. But I think when we obviously do set pieces and stuff, you get told that you're coming on, you get told that you're going to take them. But I think it's not too, doesn't really matter. Whoever can whip a ball in that's the main thing, right? So yeah.